Alright boys, the Vancouver Canucks lose to the Anaheim Ducks in overtime at a score of 2-1. Heading to this game, the Canucks were 8-1-1 in the past 10 games, and the Canucks are actually the hottest team in the whole NHL in terms of recent production. Michael Furlan, unfortunately, is out with concussion protocol. Just kind of an update on the fight. He got injured in a fight against Kyle Clifford against the LA Kings 2 nights ago, and so hopefully Furlan is alright. Furlan does have a history of concussions, so hopefully this is more of a safety measure. And it was reported that Furlan is feeling much better. And so with that being said, Adam Gaudette, the hockey god, is called back up once again. The game started off pretty chippy with Beagle and Ryan Getzlaf getting into it within the first minute of the game, and you love to see it. Especially this year, when the Canucks have way more grit in the lineup, they're willing to, play that more gritty style of game where, as in past years, we just didn't have that level of grit to be able to handle, those rough games. And then obviously that's when we see more injuries. So again, having more grit in the lineup has just been a great thing. The Canucks started this game really well. 7 shots within the first 3 minutes, which is honestly just crazy. Boeser had a great chance on the 4-on-4, but again, Gibson, kind of theme of this game, with another great save. The Anaheim Ducks goalie tandem of Ryan Miller and John Gibson is definitely one of the top goalie tandems in the whole NHL. Just lights out. The Canucks power play tonight, it looked alright. Of course, Hughes gets injured. We'll get more into that a little bit later on when it actually happened. But Edler back in the number 1 power play unit. It just makes me want to scream at the TV because Edler, he's just not the number 1 power play unit guy, and especially now that the Canucks have that whole new dynamic on the power play. When Edler got slotted back in on the power play, it just didn't look right. The Ducks then took a delay of game penalty. However, the Canucks power play ended with a boom, with Jacob Silfverberg scoring a filthy goal. So definitely can't clean on that one. Markstrom couldn't do much. That was just a nasty goal. Overall, the first period was alright. The Canucks had an astounding 19 shots through the first 20 minutes. So Canucks shot production has been fantastic, but this game specifically, the shots were there, but the actual prime scoring chances weren't necessarily there. The Anaheim Ducks were doing a great job of boxing them out and keeping them to those more perimeter shots, which, when you can't get those prime shots on Gibson, it's very hard to score. It's really hard to get those lucky bounces on John Gibson. And then it happened, guys. On a seemingly nothing play, Quinn Hughes caught an edge and seemed to twist his ankle, which resulted in him heading straight to the dressing room. However, this game really missed Quinn Hughes, especially having 5 defensemen. However, I am very happy to report that later on in the third period, it was reported that the Canucks medical staff are very optimistic about the injury, and that most likely it was more of a safety precaution. If anything, obviously we're on a road trip. There's no point of forcing Quinn Hughes to finish the remainder of the game when it's not really worth it. It's not really worth to push Quinn Hughes, especially when it's an ankle injury, and obviously Quinn Hughes' number 1 trait is skating. You don't want to play with those types of injuries, so let him rest it out, and hopefully he's in the lineup for tomorrow against the San Jose Sharks. If not, again, it's not the biggest deal if we have to call someone up, and hopefully Quinn Hughes gets back to 100%. And I will say Hughes leaving the game definitely did leave an immediate impact on the lineup. You could tell the whole dynamics were kind of off. Jordy Ben was playing with Myers. The whole lineup situation was off. So hopefully again Hughes is all right, and we see him back in a Canucks uniform very soon. Second period, the Canucks started very well with the Canucks just dominating the play. However, again, they were unable to get any type of bounce, and Gibson was making some really good saves. And then it happens again. Brock Boeser blocks a shot, and what seems to be, he blocked a shot with his ankle, and he was clearly in a lot of pain, and he went straight to the dressing room. So Quinn Hughes tweaks his ankle, and then soon after that play, Brock Boeser blocks a shot with his ankle, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I almost got PTSD when I saw both Hughes and Boeser out of the lineup. However, thankfully, Boeser is completely fine, and he ended up coming right back in the lineup. And so hopefully it was just a Charlie horse or something. Boeser was definitely taking a lot of abuse this game. He blocked some shots from teammates. He blocked some slap shots from the opposition. So hopefully Boeser isn't too beat up for tomorrow's game. Overall, the penalty kill was really good this game. They didn't leave too much room for error. I think they were 100% on the penalty kill. I believe so. The first goal was on the penalty, on our power play, so they were 100% on the penalty kill, and it looked great. Overall, Markstrom was making saves when he had to, and the boys were keeping them out, boxing them out, and not letting them get those prime scoring chances. And again, within the first 10 minutes of the second period, the Canucks were already at 28 shots in the game. Great shot creation, but unable to actually capitalize. And throughout this game, the Canucks were definitely getting their power play opportunities, but again, instantly when Edler goes back in the power play, I just got those straight line vibes. Like, Edler, he's not a bad power play quarterback, but very predictable. There was a couple of chances, or I guess instances specifically, Boeser has the puck on the boards on the left side. Edler's at the point, passes it to Edler, and Edler just sits there, doesn't know what to do, passes it right back to Boeser. Boeser passes back to him. Instead of skating around trying to open up the ice, just back to Boeser, doesn't know what to do, back and forth, and there's just no shots. When you're unable to skate around, open up that ice, you just can't capitalize on the power play, especially in today's game. So that's why it's so important to have a guy like Quinn Hughes, who has that good skating ability where he's, at any moment he can make a quick turn and just quickly open up the ice time. Hopefully, again, tonight is just another great reason why, I guess, maybe Travis Green looks at the power play and goes, yeah, maybe we should just keep Quinn Hughes on the power play, on the number one power play unit, and just never take him off, because clearly Quinn Hughes is that optimal guy. And tonight, going from seeing Quinn Hughes the past 5 games and then seeing Edler back in the first line power play, there is a huge difference. And obviously, us Canucks fans know that. We've been screaming at our TV all season long until, of course, he got the number one power play opportunities. Hopefully, again, Quinn Hughes is all right. I'll definitely update you guys if I hear anything further. Later on in the third period, Boeser took a horrendous penalty that was clearly just not a penalty. That cross-checking play where I think it was Raquel. Raquel was falling and it looked like, I don't know, I guess maybe it was just the ref's angle, but Boeser clearly did not put enough pressure or just cross-check. I don't know. Bad penalty. They didn't score at least, but again, there was some pretty brutal reffing in this game, but we'll get to that later. And once again, Gibson just displays just a completely dominant performance. But finally, after just no success, we finally broke through John Gibson, and Adam Gaudette, out of everyone, the call-up, and tucks in a goal, tying the game with 6 minutes left in the third period. Now, I originally thought this was a Sutter goal. It looked like it on the replay, but I guess it was Adam Gaudette. So great for the hockey god to finally get it back on the board. Adam Gaudette, he's been working so hard. He went down to Utica and made an immediate impact with the comments. Came back up, scores the first goal, and hopefully just leads to more success. I mean, guys like Berchi, guys like Gaudette, there's going to be injuries eventually. So great to see him get called up, and great to see him get his first goal in his game back. And again, this was a pretty interesting game because the Canucks, were dominating in terms of shots. They were dominating, I guess, in terms of possession time. However, they weren't really, they were dominating the whole time in shots again, but the scoring chances just weren't there. Even though the Canucks were dominating, how many times am I going to say dominating? Well, when watching the game, I was like, there's just been limited opportunities where we would have actually scored on John Gibson. It just wasn't happening, especially when John Gibson is playing like a brick wall in net. And then it happens again within the dying moments of the third period. Jacob Markstrom covers the puck. I don't know. This was a very, very weird call. I don't know if this is part of the rule book. I would love to look into it. I've seen it many times happen before, where goalies kind of skate over the net to play the puck or do something with it. And Jacob Markstrom takes a delay of game penalty within the final, I think, 3 minutes. So just a brutal call. I don't agree with this call. Throughout this game, there was a lot of very iffy calls that I don't know if I agree with at all. Especially to call a penalty like that in the dying moments is honestly just kind of a joke. However, the Canucks, again, killed it off. They were 100% in this game for their penalty kill. And, a horrible call, but at least they didn't score. That would have been very annoying if they scored on that. And then with about 1 second left, the final shift of the game, the Pettersson, Boeser, and Miller line was just dominating. They had a bunch of good scoring chances. And then in the dying moments, Elias Pettersson hits the post, which would have been an amazing way to finish off this game with about 0.1 seconds left in the game. He hit the post, he clearly beat Gibson, but fortunately, he couldn't tuck it. And then we head to 3-on-3 overtime. And again, guys, you guys know I'm a big fan of 3-on-3 overtime. I think it's one of the best things the NHL has implemented in a very long time. Just so entertaining to watch. Overall, pretty good 3-on-3 overtime. The Canucks probably dominated the play most of the time. You could definitely tell, again, we were missing Quinn Hughes. His skating ability is very apparent. Guys like Quinn Hughes, guys like McDavid, when you have a great skating ability, those 3-on-3 ice times are definitely way more in your favor. And we had guys like Edler and I guess Chris Tanev. Chris Tanev's a good skater out there, but doesn't compare to Quinn Hughes. We had some good chances. Bo Horvat with some good chances. Levo with some good chances. But Ryan Getzlaf gets that breakaway goal from a Hail Mary pass. And Jacob Marsham goes out for the flying poke check, but Ryan Getzlaf just tucks it and ends the game 2-1 overtime for the Anaheim Ducks. What do you guys think about this game overall? A bit anticlimactic. We couldn't break Gibson. You know, that was really the theme of this game. The Canucks were really just dominating shots, dominating in opportunities, but Gibson, you know, this whole season he's just been absolutely lights out. And honestly, I kind of feel bad for him. Without John Gibson, the Anaheim Ducks would be just, you know, a terrible team. Obviously, they're completely regressing. They're getting a lot older. Guys like Corey Perry are gone. Ryan Getzlaf's getting a lot older. Ryan Kessler's out of the lineup. And without Gibson, without Miller, I can't imagine what type of team the Anaheim Ducks would have. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. What did you guys think about this game? Personally, I thought it was, we played all right. I think we were the better team tonight, but Gibson was the better team tonight. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.